Hi guys! Happy Valentine's Day! Okay, so I am guilty of loving Valentine's Day. I honestly don't know why. I have never celebrated Valentine's Day before, but it's just something about walking into any grocery store and literally any store in America and seeing all these tacky, bright red, heart-shaped balloons and items and cakes, and I don't know, for some reason it just makes me really happy. I love cute things, and I feel like that's what Valentine's Day is all about. And even though I'm not celebrating this year, that's totally okay. I just wanted to take this opportunity to share some happy vibes. A lot of you guys have always asked me about my relationships, my first kiss and my first date and things like that. I just wanted to get ready with you guys and share some stories of my relationships in the past. And yeah, afterwards I'm just gonna take myself out on a shopping date. I'm wearing a cute dress today with like a ribbon on my head because in my mind, this is what I would wear and the makeup that I would do if I were going on a Valentine's Day date. Yeah, I mean, just because you don't have anything to do on Valentine's Day doesn't mean that you still can't partake and make yourself look cute and take yourself on a nice date. So that is what we're going to be doing today. I think the silliest thing ever was that when I was 14, one of my best friends, Sally, it was first period, and we would always talk about boys and relationships together. And I told her that when I turned 18, my goal and my birthday present to myself and the way that I wanted to celebrate my birthday would be to go to Disneyland for the first time with my boyfriend. And I was saying that because I expected by the time that I was 18 I would have a boyfriend. Because like for people my age, going to Disneyland is like a huge deal for some reason, so everybody was always like scandalized by the thought that I had never been to Disneyland before. So that was my goal for myself. It was a very romantic idea for myself when I was 14 that I would have like my first boyfriend and we would go to Disneyland together and we would celebrate my birthday and it would just be all rainbows and magic and sparkles. None of that came true, but we'll get to that later. By the time I was actually 18, 4 years later, I was just failing so hard at the dating scene. I was not successful. I was not feeling it either. And it was, the reality of everything just really hit me. I primarily was at home like all the time, and I was always on my computer. I was always reading BL, and that was literally the only thing that I would do. Reality happens, and a lot of the times the adult life is not as glamorous as you really think it would be when you're 14. So a lot of you guys like really want to know about like my first date and my first relationship and stuff like that. I wouldn't really say that any of the relationships I've had in the past were really considered relationships. Like, I think the longest relationship I've ever held up until now lasted probably only about a month. I think it's just because I was really young, I was really stupid, and I just don't think that I was like at that point where I was ready to form like a very stable emotional bond with another person. So when I was 16, I think I had my first like kind of relationship. Like, we went out for a week, so maybe 2 weeks. The entire thing from start to finish just like went straight over my head. By 16, I think I was really not ready for a relationship, but I just kind of jumped into it because everyone else was having relationships and I wanted to see what it was like. So I was really eager and I was like, oh my god, is this actually happening to me? Somebody's actually interested in me. So I kind of just went for it. There's a spider right there, but it's not that big, so I'm kind of okay with it. So I think what was kind of bad about this relationship was that this person had a lot more experience than me in terms of like dating and stuff like that. So like this person was moving like super quick and I was still like lagging behind. Everything that would happen would just like really confuse me. I was so grossed out by the concept of kissing. I was like, I don't understand it. Why do people do it? It's so gross and like barbaric and weird, and like you're just swapping bacteria. Don't you feel disgusted? So I remember My first kiss, not a very glamorous story at all. I was like kind of interested in this person, but not to the point where I felt like I was ready to like kiss and whatnot. But I remember that this person was like very interested in me in a way that I couldn't really understand. Like this person had so much more like sexual experience than me, and I was just like, whoa, what is going on? So I was very confused. We were driving somewhere or something. I think we were like going on a date, and this person at a stoplight was like driving, but all of a sudden at a stoplight just turned around, grabbed my face, and just like went for it and just kissed me. This person's lips were very soft, so I'm glad that I didn't have like a horrible first kiss experience, but I was like really confused, and I didn't know what to do with my lips, so I just stayed like this. I feel like this relationship lacked a lot of communication, and I wasn't able to properly express like, hey, you know, like I'm not ready for this kind of like physical intimacy. So I feel like at the same time that was also partially my fault, because I was just a kid and I didn't know what was going on to begin with. I think what was like very weird and hard for me to understand was this person decided that I wasn't advancing quickly enough with progressing this relationship, and they decided that I must not like them. And I think one of the worst things to do in a relationship is make decisions for the other person. You can't decide what another person thinks. The best thing to do is always communicate and ask like, hey, what are you feeling? Assumptions don't really help anybody, and I think that was what was a little bit difficult, because this person had assumed that I just didn't like them anymore, and so they said, oh, I want to like see other people. And I was so confused, because this person wanted to date other people while still seeing me. And for the longest time, I thought that this was normal, because I thought that I just didn't have the experience, and I didn't know that like people date a lot of people at once or something like that. But I kind of just followed my gut, and I was like, I ended the relationship because I was like, I don't really like how this feels. I don't like the feeling of me having to compete with other people for, you know, your attention, just because you don't think that I'm like, you know, on your level, I guess. Yeah, for the longest time after that, I thought that I was in the wrong, because I didn't realize that you generally do not have several girlfriends at once. I mean, like, if this person is somehow for whatever reason seeing this video, I don't really blame you. I mean, I was really young, and you know, we were just different people back then. There's not really any point in holding grudges against people. I don't think it's that big of a deal anymore, you know? So when I was talking about like relationships and stuff like that on my live stream, somebody asked me the question, what was your worst date? And okay, so I said that I would come back to the whole Disneyland thing. And if this person that I went on the date with to Disneyland it happens to see this video, it's not your fault. It's really not your fault. I was dating this person, and I was super excited because I was like, oh my god, I'm dating somebody. We can go to Disneyland. We should go to Disneyland. So I was super excited. I don't remember what the occasion was, except to just like go to Disneyland and like, you know, experience like the childhood magic and wonder that everyone is always talking about. It was a long distance relationship, so this person had flown all the way over to see me, and we spent so much money on these ridiculous tickets. Disneyland costs $100 per person. That is ridiculous. Like, I am not down for that. So I had just gotten off of class, and we were going to drive to Disneyland together. And I opened my car door, and I sat down, and immediately I felt this hot burning sensation shoot down my leg. And all of a sudden, like my like, I think it was my left butt cheek, it was going numb, and I was like, oh no, I know what this is. This is a bee sting. And so I got up, and somehow there was a bee in my car, and I had sat on the poor little bee. God, I'm so sorry. I murdered this bee, and I got stung on the ass cheek on my way to a date. And I had to like bend over and ask my date to like help me remove the bee sting out of my butt. that was an experience. I'm not that bitter about it anymore. I feel like it was just a sad moment. I had no idea this was a thing because obviously like I've never been to Disneyland before. But apparently you're supposed to like check the calendar to see if like there's like any construction on the day that you're going. I had no idea you're supposed to do that. I didn't realize that like 1/4 of the theme park was under construction that day, and including the castle, which was such a letdown. It was like, it was so disappointing. Like even thinking about it now, I still feel so disappointed because I had spent the money and you know my date had flown out to see me and to go on this date, and it was under construction. I feel like a small part of me kind of has this like goal now that I will one day return to Disneyland to conquer this issue and just like make it the childhood dream that I wanted but did not have. One day in the future when I've just got like $100 laying around and I'm like, yeah, all right, let's go the fuck back to Disneyland and let's make this happen. But I honestly don't know when that's ever gonna happen. I think like looking back at all of my past relationships, I think the worst thing that I was guilty of was entering relationships like on a whim. Like I would get really infatuated with the idea of somebody or like somebody based off their appearances, and I was hella guilty of doing this. I think it was because for me, being in a relationship wasn't about falling in love. I guess it was about like the idea of being with somebody. I was so naive. That's not in the spirit of love. I wish I could go back in time and like slap myself a little bit and be like, bitch, stop doing what you're doing. You're hurting people. It only took me an eternity plus another eternity to do my eyeshadow, but I'm finally done. Now I am going to go into some eyeliner. Yay, eyeliner is on. I don't know, my favorite part about putting on makeup is probably doing the eyeliner, because I feel like it's like the final step in making your eye makeup look really good. It's like, oh yes, the definition is back. I think if there's anything I learned and anything I feel really comfortable sharing with younger girls or other people who are looking for some sort of romantic advice, it's that you should just go at it at your own pace. Like, don't let peer pressure or societal pressure influence what you choose to do as a person. If you feel that you don't like relationships or you don't want to be in a relationship, that's totally fine. If you're older and you still haven't had a relationship, that's fine too, because everybody grows at their own pace. And I feel like when I was younger, I was always just thinking, you know, like, when's it gonna be my turn? Like, everybody's falling in love, everybody's having their firsts, but I'm the only one who hasn't done anything yet. I am older and I still haven't had like a successful relationship, and I still haven't like fallen in love. But I mean, you know, everybody grows at their own pace, and it's okay if you're a little bit slower. I know society has a lot of pressure for you to have like a really romanticized and idealistic relationship, but you know, that's not necessarily for everybody. So yeah, that's something that I've learned in my past few relationships-ish. I couldn't decide whether I wanted to do freckles or not, so I guess I'm just gonna do them. Okay, my freckles are on. I forgot to put on my blush, which is completely my fault because I'm stupid. This is my current favorite blush to wear. This is from 100% Pure, and I just really like the packaging. It's like a cute little pink tin, and it's a really cute color inside. I feel like it's perfect for Valentine's Day. Well, you guys can even see how the sun has set behind me because I've been taking so long to film this video. So I am actually currently kind of interested in somebody right now. I guess I'm really shocked because I generally am not interested in anybody. Yay, my lip color is on. I went for like a classic red lip because I feel like it's very Valentine's Day. And you guys, as you guys can see, I have applied it with a lip brush because of my lip piercing, but it's really easy. I know. It's really easy to apply lip product with this piercing if you just use like a thin lip brush. And yeah, I am not like wholeheartedly trying to like pursue this person. I'm not that direct of a person, I realize, when it comes to relationships or crushes and things like that. I kind of just let things take its course. I don't necessarily feel like anything is going to come out of this like out of these like feelings. So I mean, if it happens, it happens, but if it doesn't happen, I'm kind of okay with that too. I mean, I'm not really betting everything and my entire life's happiness on this person. I think it's really funny though, because I've been going on Instagram and I've been doing lives and I've just been kind of like gushing about this person a little bit, and you guys have decided to name him Mystery Meat. Hopefully one day you guys will be able to meet Mystery Meat and you guys will see who the mystery person is, but if not, that's okay too, because I'm not exactly that eager to enter a relationship. I've definitely learned my lesson from when I was younger. I know that just not really keeping your head straight about things just ends up hurting the other person. So I mean, if something happens, that's cool. If it doesn't, that's also fine. So we'll see how it goes. So yeah, that's it for this get ready with me and for this look. This is my own little Valentine's Day look for myself. I feel like it came together pretty well, and I feel like it's a romantic look, and this was just an excuse for me to get dressy and for me to feel good about myself. Sometimes you just want to put on an entire face of makeup for no reason. That's okay too. If it makes you feel good about yourself, it's a good thing to do. So yeah, thank you guys for watching this kind of pointless, chatty video with me. I just wanted to do something in the spirit of Valentine's Day because I love Valentine's Day. No matter what you're doing today, whether you're going on a date, whether you're celebrating, or whether you're just, you know, doing something for yourself, I hope you guys have a wonderful Valentine's Day. Thank you guys for watching, and I will see you guys again next time.